everybody, and welcome to another DIY. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a really cute purse and I think you're going to enjoy it. Hopefully you remember this pattern. This is from my original double zipper crossbody bag, which was very popular. So we're going to create something. Yeah, we're going to create this bag using this particular pattern. If you're looking for this pattern, you could go over to my website and everything will be in the description box below and see how you can get this pattern. And a lot of you already have it. And thank you for supporting my pattern line and also supporting my channel. Alright, so I thought we would go through a few of the basic steps here. Some of the basics is basically just cutting out the pattern here. So you can just watch this, cut out the pattern, and once I cut out this pattern, what I did was I took the pattern over to my ironing board and I pressed it out so it would lay flat on my fabric. And you can do that with a lot of patterns that you get, even store-bought patterns. Because once you get them, you know, they're already in the packaging, folded up, so you just want to make it flat on your fabric. Now, a lot of these pieces, even though I cut out the entire pattern, I'm not going to use them because I wanted to do something a little different with this particular pattern. See, you know me, I'm always changing something up, but you can also refer back to the original video for the pocket, the front pocket that I'm going to change, and also the strap. I'm making the strap shorter. I'm not doing a double zipper. We are going to have double zipper, but I'm not doing a long strap. I'm doing a shorter strap. If you want to make this or create this as a crossbody, you can. You just create a longer strap, okay? Now what we're going to do, once we cut out the main fabric, we're going to cut out the lining fabric after we cut out the main fabric. So here we are. I've placed everything on the fabric. Now, for the strap, I'm not placing the fabric. I'm not placing the pattern on the fold, okay? So what I did was I just put the fabric, I folded the fabric, and if this was a piece of fabric, I would just put it on there and cut it around it without using it as a piece of on the fold. You got me? Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is take two pieces of fabric. I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to stitch across. All right. Now, if you want to make it longer, you can add as many pieces of fabric that you want to. And if you want to make the crossbody, then I suggest that you create that particular piece of the pattern for the strap on the fold and cut out as many pieces on the fold as you like. All right, so I am cutting around the pattern, and let me tell you this. What I'm not going to do is this particular piece right here. I'm cutting it out, but I'm not going to use it because, again, I wanted to show you something totally different than using all of the pieces of the pattern. If you want to use all of the pieces of the pattern, then go over to the original double zipper crossbody bag, which I have a link in the description box for you. You can click on the link and go over there and it'll show you how to put all the pieces together. So now I've cut out my main bag, my main fabric, and my pocket, and of course, and my straps. So now I'm going to do my lining. So I cut out my two lining and fabrics and also the lining for my pocket. So now we're getting ready to measure out a pocket. Now, you don't have a pattern for the inside pocket, so you can create the pocket any size that you want to create it. This particular piece of fabric was 11.5 by 7.5, folded in half. So we're going to stitch around it, leaving the bottom open. You know how we always leave it open at the bottom. And then what we're going to do is once we stitch, we're going to turn this particular pocket inside out, as shown here. You'll see in a minute. And I hope you enjoy this video. And if you do, give it a thumbs up. And if you would like me to do a video like this, more in-depth and slower, then let me know and we can do that, like a training video, and that's fine. So now we're cutting around it, as we usually do. We cut off all the extra fabric, making sure you don't clip your seams, and now we're going to turn the pocket inside out, pushing out all sides, as shown here. And we're going to fold the bottom in, as shown here. Now you're going to take it to your ironing board and you're going to press. So now that we've pressed it, we're going to take a piece of our lining fabric. We're going to fold it in half. And you know that's how we find the middle of the fabric. We're going to fold the pocket in half, leaving the opening at the bottom. And we're going to come down. I came 2 inches down from the top. You're going to pin and you're going to stitch. Now at this point, if you like to add more pockets, more spaces, you can. This is where you do it. And you can actually do it to both sides of your lining fabric. You don't have to just have one pocket in there. You can add as many pockets as you want, one on each side of the lining. But for this video, I'm not doing that. So now I'm getting ready to actually create my front pocket. Now, I have a 7-inch zipper here. And again, I'm using the lining, I'm using the pattern to create this pocket. If you want to create this pocket totally different, this is a different way of creating this pocket. If you want to create it the way that I created on the original bag, click on the link in the description box to go over there, okay? And follow the instructions for that particular pocket. So here, is like I said, it's a totally different pocket as you see here. I didn't use my zipper foot. I'm just using my presser foot. I never changed it. You can if you like. And once I put all of the pieces together here on the pocket, I top stitched, and you'll see here once we get done. So I didn't top stitch like, you know how sometimes you do it and then you top stitch and then you go to the other side and you create the other side of the pocket and you top stitch. I just created both sides first and then I top stitched on both sides as shown here. So I hope you like this video. Again, you have to let me know what you like to see. And you know I come off of things at the top of my head, so you know how that is. Okay, so now I'm stitching. So now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to top stitch. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to take the main piece of the fabric and I'm going to pull it up a little bit because I want to pull it up close to the zipper, and I'm going to pin. Now I'm not pulling up the lining fabric, only the top piece, because I want to get close to the zipper as shown here. And then I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and we're going to top stitch. I opened the zipper up here, and you can do that too. And then when I got to the part where the zipper was, I lifted my presser foot up with your needle down, and you continue to stitch. And you repeat that on this other side as shown here. I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I try to create videos for you, and even we're going to be using some of my patterns that I've already created. We have a few new patterns coming out. I hope you can go over to the store, check them out. We also have those mask patterns for free, so go over there and get them, okay? So now we're getting ready to stitch our pocket closed. We're going to line up each side. We're going to leave about an inch open at the bottom, or maybe 2 inches open at the bottom, so we can turn the pocket inside out. On this, remember to open up your zipper, okay? You got to open up your zipper because we're going to turn it inside out, because now we're getting ready to stitch around the entire pocket, leaving an opening at the bottom, about 2-inch opening as shown here. So just stitch around. Go slow when you're stitching over your zipper, because you want to make sure, you don't want to break your needle, or because sometimes those zippers are hard to sew over. And that again is a 7-inch zipper that I'm using for my pocket. And if you want to create the original pocket for this particular bag, go over, just click on the link in the description box for the double zipper crossbody. Okay, so now we're getting ready to cut and trim off our fabric. I had to go to my large scissors when I was cutting over that zipper. Y'all know my famous large scissors here, okay? So you just trim around it. Remember not to cut your stitches. Your seams. All right, so now we're going to turn it inside out. Remember the zipper had to be open so you could get it through. And then we're going to, once we turn it inside out, we're going to fold the bottom of the lining in, and we're going to stitch across. You won't be able to see it anyway because it's going to be inside of your bag. Okay? So we're going to turn it inside out and push out all the sides, and there you have it. You have your front pocket. So the next step we're going to do is put the pocket on the front of the bag. Now you're going to do the same steps, fold it in half, find the middle. You know the routine. And we're going to stitch. We're not going to stitch over the zipper. All right? So you place it on your bag just enough where you're comfortable with placing it. You can place it anywhere on your bag and stitch. Again, this is a new style pocket. It's not the same as the original pocket on the original double zipper crossbody. So I changed the pockets, I added a lining, and if you want to create the double zipper crossbody with a lining, you can, because it didn't have a lining, because the fabric that I used on the original pattern, it didn't have the lining. Okay, so here's a 9-inch zipper, and we're going to do this a little different as well. I'm putting the strap on different and laying the zipper out different as well. So just follow the steps here, and we stitched at the top. Okay, so now we're getting ready to turn it over. And again, remember, this is totally created a little different using the same pattern. So I put a lining in the pocket, and a shorter strap, and a different pocket. All right, so now we're going to stitch. And also what I did, which I didn't show because I don't know, I must have lost that video footage, and you'll see as soon as we turn this bag over, once we get the zipper done. And we're going to do the same thing like we did with the pocket. Now we're going to top stitch. Pull the fabric up and top stitch. And I usually pin it because I want it to stay in place. Now we're only pulling the top fabric up, not the lining. We're not doing the lining, only the top fabric, which is our main fabric. And now we're going to take it to the sewing machine, and we're going to top stitch as shown here. And we're going to repeat it. We're going to do one side, and we're going to repeat it to the other side. Again, I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do. If you like to see more videos, we're going to use other patterns because there's some things that I need to show you where I had lost some footage on some other videos, and I have to show you how to do certain things. So I said that would be a good video to go over some of the things that we did and do it differently and using the same kind of pattern, and that'll be cool, I think. If you like it, let me know. All right, so now that we've done this, okay, now I'm going to show you something. We're going to do the strap. So the strap, I'm only using 2 pieces of fabric. And remember, I didn't cut this on the fold because I'm going a shorter bag this time. Now, if you want to, I sewed both pieces because I wanted you to see that if you wanted to create a longer strap, you can. But again, you can just create yours on the fold. Just follow the pattern. This one, I decided not to follow the pattern and create it on the fold because I wanted a different type of strap, a shorter one. And this is what I'm going to do, how I'm folding it here, and then I'm going to take it to the ironing board, and I'm going to press. And then I'm going to top stitch. But I'm showing you that if you wanted to add the second piece of fabric to make it longer, you could have. But I didn't. I don't want to do it. So I folded it in half, da-da-da, follow the video, blah, 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 and you have it. So now I'm top stitching. So I'm going to do the top stitch on 2 sides. I'm going to stitch on this side to close it up, and then I'm going to stitch on the other side, as shown here. This was fun, making this video. Making this was really fun. If you could only see the like putting these videos together, oh my God, it's so much, you all. You just, if you don't have a YouTube channel putting things together, you would be like, oh my God. So now we're going to actually close up our sides. Now I lost the footage. So what we did was I sewed each side of that bag is already sewn without turning it inside out like we did the pocket. I didn't do that, and I'm going to show you here. So now I'm going to put the strap on. So I'm folding the strap twice to make it clean, and I went in a 1/2 inch on each side as shown here. All right. And so now I'm going to top stitch. Now understand the bag is closed. It's closed only on the side. I stitched each side down because we're going to cut out pieces of fabric for it and fold it like we did the handle. And we're going to place it on the bottom and both sides of the bag. We're going to do it like bias tape. And you can actually use bias tape. If you have bias tape, you could actually use bias tape, and I'll show you. And that's just to close up the sides, and it's a little easier to do, and it really makes the bag look cute. So I'm top stitching my strap on, and I went in a 1/2 inch on each side as shown here. And we're going to top stitch, and I'm doing it twice. At the top and then at the bottom. And I'm going to repeat that to the other side. And our next step and our final step is really cool because, like I said, we're going to add the pieces of fabric to the side. And the pieces of fabric that we're going to use for the sides are they're 2 inches by whatever size your bag is. And you'll see. Sorry about that. I thought I cut my phone. Oh, sorry about that. Thought I took the ringtone. So here's what I'm talking about. You can use bias tape or you can create the fabric for the side. And the fabric is 2 inches wide. So see how I cut that back off? So you can cut that off just to line it up with your fabric. And now I'm trimming the sides where I had already sewn. And now we're going to add that. And so I created those the same way that I did the handle. I pressed it in half, then I pressed it in half again. And then I started with the bottom piece. And even if it's longer, it's okay. You can cut that off. And you're going to stitch across as shown here. And once you stitch across here, you're going to then close up the sides. This was really cute. I really like this. It's like, oh, this is cool. You know, I come off the top of my head with something, I'll be like, oh my. Okay, so see here how we're doing this? So I'm pinning, and I'm cutting it off just a little because I want to fold the end in because I want to make a clean bottom piece. And then you're going to fold it over. And that's why you didn't have to do that to the bottom piece, because you're going to do this to each side piece. And you're going to pin, you're going to stitch, and you're going to repeat that to the other side. And you're going to have a really cute bag. And I'm really excited about this. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for some more videos. All right. Until next time, peace, and I'll see you soon. Go over to my website. Check out the pattern if you don't have it. If you do, go ahead and create this bag, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.